Hi, welcome to the mid-season finale of the Harper Sports Podcast. I'm Aidan Carlson.
I'm Luke Kobler.
And today we're going to be talking about the Bears and the Packers. But before we get to that, a couple things with the NHL going on. Patrick Kane, a couple nights ago, he set a Blackhawks franchise best, 23 consecutive games with a point. And he beat Bobby Hull. I think he had 22 or 21 points. And he's going to look to make it 24 tonight when they visit Nashville at 7 o'clock. And then one other thing with hockey is that Pittsburgh Penguins left winger Pascal Dupuis, he's not allowed to play anymore in the NHL due to blood clots, so he had to retire early. But
How old is he?
he was in like his 30s, I believe.
Oh.
I think so. But he's had problems with it for the past couple seasons. He's only played like 55 games in the past 2 years because of that. So the Penguins announced that he'd be retiring. He wore number 9. So last night when they played the Avalanche, they put a number 9 sticker on all their helmets to honor him.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really classy move by them. I don't like the Penguins, but they really, I like when hockey teams do that.
Yeah.
That's just really cool of them. So should we just get right into it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Okay, so what we were going to kind of do is, obviously the Bears aren't as good as the Packers, so we don't really have an argument to go off of. So we're just going to kind of give our sides of the story about the Bears and the Packers. Obviously, I'm a Bears fan.
And I'm a Packers fan.
He's a Packers fan. But I'm going to talk a little bit about how the Bears have a little bit they have a little chance of going into the playoffs. Actually, a 0.8% chance of getting to the playoffs. And they have a couple factors going into next Sunday against the Redskins that'll help them out a little. So for the Bears to get in at an 8-8 season, they need to beat the Cowboys and the Lions. So let's assume that the Bears lose to the Saints and beat the Vikings in the finale for their 8th win. The Cowboys need to lose out and go 8-8 for a fourth straight season. The Lions need to do the same and finish 8-8. The Vikings need to finish 8-8 or worse. So pretty much they need 3 teams to finish the same as they do, and pretty much have a losing record for the rest of the season. At that point, the issue for the Bears comes to the NFC West, where Arizona, San Francisco, Seattle, and St. Louis are still in the playoff hunt. The best scenario for the 8-8 Bears would be the Cardinals winning out, the Seahawks losing out, and the San Francisco losing every game except for its contest with the Seahawks.
Which is not going to happen. There's no chance of that.
It doesn't matter what the Rams do so long as they lose to Arizona, which would render them 8-8 at best. So under the scenario, the Bears would be the 5th seed, pretty much the last seed. There are a few other ways the Bears can end up 6th seed too, but if you're looking for a best case scenario, that's pretty much what's going to happen, and that's kind of why it's a 0.8% chance that they'll make the playoffs this season. If they would have lost, or if they would have won last Sunday, it would have been a lot easier, but they blew it, obviously.
49ers they're a good team, so.
Yeah, but it's still kind of crappy. Anyway, so there's a few things that are going for the Bears right now. Jay Cutler, surprisingly enough, his interception percentage this season, he's on pace for the lowest in his career.
Which is still a lot.
Which is still a good amount. Consecutive games where Will Young has had at least 1 sack. Yards on carries, touchdown run in week 13, the first TD of his career. Yards per rush attempt for Matt Forte in his career versus Washington, which is 26 carries. 7 consecutive games between Chicago and Washington decided by 8 points or fewer, which means it's probably going to be a close game. 23 career touchdowns of 50 yards or longer by Washington wide receiver Deshaun Jackson. So, I mean, it's just going to be an interesting game. That's all I can really say. I mean, the Bears are 5-7, right? I believe 5-7, and I mean honestly, it's not going to be like the two best teams fighting it out, but it should be interesting. That's all I can really say because the Bears are pretty much done.
Yeah, cool. Did you say that they need the Cowboys to win every game?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Which isn't going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen.
No.
Okay, yeah. So and then with the Packers too, obviously they're not as bad as the Bears, but recently they haven't been. They've been playing like the Bears, as I should say. Green Bay, they started off 6-0 to begin the season. I actually thought when they were 6-0 they could make a run, not for an undefeated season, but only lose a couple, get one or two, essentially be kind of like as good as the Panthers or the Patriots. That obviously didn't happen. They're still first in the NFC North though, with an 8-4 record. They're ahead of the Vikings, barely, who also have 8-4. They're only ahead because they beat the Vikings.
Yeah.
And then, they lost for the first time at Lambeau Field in a ton of years. I don't even know the last time. First win in Jay Cutler's career at Lambeau Field. On Thanksgiving, Packers lost 17-13 to make it, so they're 2-4 in their last 6 games.
It's not very good.
No, I don't know. I don't know really what happened with the Packers. After that great start to the season, they lost to the Lions, to the Bears. I just...
Two awful teams.
Two awful teams. I know. I don't know. I don't know what really happened there. Rodgers has looked. Last season he was fantastic, and now all of a sudden he looks shaky out there. The offense isn't really clicking. They can't establish the run game in very many games. They started to a bit more towards the end of the season here with Eddie Lacy, but James Starks, I know he's starting to get some more carries. But both of them, Eddie Lacy, he had a great season last year. In a lot of fantasy drafts, he was drafted in the first round. He was expected to be the huge thing. He hasn't done a whole lot this season at all. I know Rodgers, he's been struggling. I don't know if it could be because Jordy Nelson, his favorite target, is out.
Yeah.
But he's still got Cobb. He's got, I think, is it Quiz Rodgers, the tight end. But things are starting to look up, I think, for the Packers. They struggled with the 2-4. Last week, they beat the Lions in a last-minute thing, with the seconds ticking down. Rodgers threw a Hail Mary and got it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
In an otherwise uneventful game.
They shouldn't have had to win like that, though.
I know, especially the Lions still. They're bad.
I think the Packers are... Well, obviously, I'm pretty sure they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're going to... I'm almost certain they're going to win their division. But... How do you think they're gonna be in the playoffs though? Do you think they're gonna struggle like they have been this season, or?
That's the thing. It depends on what team comes out to play.
Yeah.
If it's the past few weeks it has been, I could see them losing in the first round because I don't see them getting the first week bye, the first round bye.
Yeah.
At all. But if they come out like they did at the beginning of the season. They could. But also what to look at is when they won in 2010, I think it was, when they won the Super Bowl, and they were a number 6 seed?
I believe
the 8th
so.
seed? They were the last seed.
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
Somewhere, I think they were the last seed. And they caught fire.
Yeah.
I think the Packers, that's the thing with the Packers, that they can always do that. Just randomly, they can catch, they'll just catch fire and they'll go on a hot streak.
Yeah.
Kind of with the remaining schedule here, they're playing, for the last 4 weeks of the season, they're playing 3 of their games at home, the Cowboys, who are awful, then they play at the Raiders, who aren't very good, the Cardinals, who they're good, that'll be a tough matchup, and then the Vikings, who are also, fairly decent.
Yeah, tone.
So, of those, the 4 games... 2 of them, I think they have a possibility to go a 10-6 record.
Yeah.
The last 2 games, those will be tough. But they also, they beat the Vikings late November of last month, 30-13. So things are starting to look favorable.
Yeah.
Possibly a 3-1 record down the stretch here. And then the thing is though is that they have to compete with the Vikings now.
Yeah.
Because if they lose a game and the Vikings win a game, Packers are gonna have to try and fight back from down there.
Yeah.
But the Vikings too. That's the thing is that they also have a decent schedule. They play the Cardinals next week, who they're good.
Yeah.
But then they play the Bears, you know, possibly a guaranteed win. The Giants, who are decent, and then they play at the Packers.
Well,
so
doesn't look very promising for the Bears.
yeah. I think that they'll get first in their division though.
Yeah.
I think they'll make the playoffs. If they keep playing like the way they have though, I don't see them making the Super Bowl again past the second or third round.
I don't see them. To be honest, I don't see them making it past the first round unless they're on a win streak.
Yeah.
I feel like if they go into the playoffs off of a loss,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to do very well.
Yeah. If they can establish the run game, start establishing that more, and really if the offense starts clicking, they get the hurry up offense going. I think then that they'll have actually a solid chance in the playoffs.
I can definitely see it, and as much as I don't like to say that, I can definitely see it.
Yeah.
Also, on another note, not football related, the Cubs got rid of Starlin Castro.
I heard, yeah.
Really sad. He's in the Yankees now, I believe.
Really? Did they get it? I heard that they traded him and then they signed someone immediately.
They signed. I'm awful with names. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a third baseman off of the Rangers, I believe.
Really?
And then they're fighting for, and they also got John Lackey from the Cardinals. A 2-year deal.
Is he a pitcher?
Yeah, he's a pitcher from the Cardinals. He shut us out during the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
What is his name? I can't remember his name.
Can look up like Cubs trade.
Oh, Ben Zorbis.
There we go.
He was a very good third baseman. Since I don't know what we're gonna do with Chris Bryant now. If we're going to keep him at third base or if we're going to move him around like we always did. But as a third baseman, you can really play any infield position. So he might just take the shortstop position because I think we already have shortstop locked down. But yeah, it's looking promising. We're spending a whole hell of a lot of money. So I mean, we have the money, so why not?
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about the Castro trade, or Sterling Castro trade? Do you think that it's good for us, it's better for us, or?
As a Cubs fan and a Sterling Castro fan, I don't like it, but it's probably for the best.
Probably for the best.
He started picking it up towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I know he got benched 3/4 of the way through the seson, and his play really decreased. Yeah.
And then he started doing really, really well as the playoffs started nearing. But.
Yeah,
it's already said and done. So
I wonder if he was traded because he picked it up. If they, because I feel like I wonder if he would have still finished the season in a consistent way if they would have kept him. But now, since he picked it up, they could trade him for a better player.
Yeah, definitely.
So
he's definitely an all-around good player. He's a good fielder, good hitter, but ultimately, I don't think he's a player that is part of a World Series winning team. He used to be. He's spent all of his years on the Cubs, but I don't think so anymore. I think he's lost his touch. But good luck to him in New York. I mean, they're always a good team.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that would really suck if the Cubs won the World Series and the year he gets traded.
That would suck for him.
But
yeah,
I can see it happening.
Okay. Was that you got anything else?
Nope. I think we're all good.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's all that we have. We'll see you guys next year. This is our last one of the year, and I think in a new office. So,
all right.
See ya.
Bye.